guys, how are you doing? First of all, I am so sorry it's been so long since I filmed anything. I did explain this week on my Instagram stories that to cut a very long story short, I think the first couple of months after my daughter was born, I was high on life and adrenaline and had tons of energy, and now 5.5 months down the line, I'm getting about 3 or 4 hours sleep a night and I'm utterly exhausted. And just finding time to film has been almost impossible. But today I am going on a date night tonight with my husband, woohoo, the first time since our daughter was born, and I'm thoroughly excited. And I just said to Sai, could you just manage the baby while I quickly film, because I'm gonna put my makeup on anyway. So that's what I'm doing. I have got the contents of my makeup bag kind of sprawled along the table in front of me. I've never had such kind of a messy start to a film. Sorry, wonky chair. But better to try and film, hey, than not. So this is going to be a bit more of a get ready with me, so sorry if it's a bit more slapdash than normal. This is just vitamin enriched face base. Love this stuff. Not only is it a fantastic day cream, it also creates the most beautiful base for makeup. So it's probably my go-to that I use most often. And for my base, I'm going to use the Skin Foundation Stick. I wore it yesterday and people on my Insta stories were like, hey, what's your makeup? It looks great. This is my Bbu Palette. Amazing because it's got all the foundation colours and concealer and corrector colours. But I'm using this today for speed. And with my trusty full coverage foundation brush, I'm going to go straight into this tone here, which is my warm beige. And I just stipple the stick over my face. And you can do as much or as little of the stick as you like. That's probably why I love it so much, is that you can create, you know, really sheer looks if you want to. You can build it up to full coverage if you so wish. Because it's date night, I'm gonna do, I don't know, a moderate, let's say medium coverage. Because actually I'm really loving the slightly pared down foundation look that is kind of, you know, a rising trend at the moment. Okay, so I'll do a bit of bronzer and contour in a sec. I am going to go straight in with my Instant Full Cover Concealer. This is in beige. And then if I need any more, I'll top up at the end when my eyes are on. Now I did do a poll on my stories, that's better, to see whether I should wear like a full kind of bold, bright, summery look for date night, or if I should do a softer, kind of more smouldering, smoky look. And guess which one won? Soft and smouldering. So that's what I'm going to do. Tell you what is hotter than the sun up here. Okay, now my under eyes are bright. I'm not going to set it yet. I'm going to do a little bit of bronzing with my Chestnut Skin Foundation Stick, again on my full coverage face brush. And I'm just going to stipple just around my cheekbones into the temple. This always makes me feel put together when my bronzer's on. What I'm not doing is too harsh of a stripe, purely because I always love it when my bronzer kind of blends seamlessly into my skin. I'm not trying to create a hard contour, although invariably by shading the face, a contour is indeed what one creates. And over the top of my forehead. And you know I like it best when it's warm. I'm actually going to do my brows while I let that settle. Like I said, it is warm up here in my makeup room, so I'm perspiring a tiny bit. Just going to use the dark brow palette and a brow brush just to buff colour through my brows. I prefer a slightly more natural looking brow than a really, you know, carved out heavy one. So I just quite like to keep it fluffy with a bit of powder. And to keep my brows in place, I'm just going to use some of the clear waterproof brow shaper, just to keep any unruly brows neatly in their place. Great, I'm actually going to carry on with eyes. I just want, again, the foundation and everything to settle into my skin further. So I created, on my birthday, a kind of smoky, shimmery eye using the pink quartz shimmer brick. So I'm going to replicate that. First, a bit of Sand Dune Longwear Cream Shadow Stick all over my lid. This is going to act as a base for the shimmer brick. And it's a really pretty kind of flesh tone neutral. I always like to blend it out with my finger just to make sure the covering I have of product is actually quite sheer. Now that's on, I'm going to take the beautiful pink quartz shimmer brick and I'm simply going to take my brush over the entire palette and blend it over my eyes. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Hey y'all. I will set my concealer in a sec as well. So I'm just going to press that pink quartz all over the Sand Dune Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. Look at that, like a gorgeous pinky, taupey, shimmery lid colour. I think that's absolutely beautiful. There we go. Before I do anything, let me set my under eye concealer. It might be a bit weird, but I'm actually going to use my eye contour brush with a little bit of old school peach retouching powder. These have since had a repackage, and aren't they so much better for it? I'm just going to stipple a bit of that under my eye. Do you see how it just takes away the sheen? And a little just through my T-zone. That's better. Okay, so quite a few of you have asked for a tutorial using this, the Nude Drama palette. Now I'm not going to do the full tutorial using it because of course it was limited edition, but for those of you who have it and love it, actually I want to show you that my two favourite crease colours, and that's these two, which are Antique Rose and Earth. But actually Antique Rose you can buy anytime, and Earth is very much like taupe. You all know how much I love my taupe shadow. So I'm going to take a touch of the taupe or Earth in this palette and just pop it through the crease of the eye for a little bit of extra definition. Lovely. I'm just going to take a little bit of this ivory shadow, this one here, and pop that underneath my brow bone just to make sure that my brow bone is highlighted. And today I'm going for a bit of a matte highlight. I also love a shimmery highlight too, I can't lie. There we go. And buff away the excess. And then under my lash line, I'm going to go back to the earth and just take a little under my lower lash line. Now I don't want it to be too strong or too skinny, so quite a thick, smudgy look is how I like it. Great. And then on my top lid, let's do some liner. I've got my Caviar ink right here, and an old school liner brush from a Christmas collection. And I'm going to push this all the way along the lashes, and then I'm going to smudge it because I much prefer a smudgy liner look. So I'm just going to pop that all the way along my lash line. Just like that. And then with an angled shadow brush, straight away I'm just going to buff it. So the effect is a much softer look. Right, now I'm going to use a bit of my Blackest Black ink liner, which I love, just at the very base of my lashes. So I've got kind of the smudged Caviar for a smoky, soft liner, and then I just want the very base to be as dark as possible. So I'm just doing a teensy bit of black along there. It's very subtle, but it makes all the difference when you've got your mazzy on. Now for a bit of mascara, I think. So as always, just curl those lashes a little. And I'm going to try, I think, my eye-opening mascara. Look at that, gorgeous, big, fat, chunky mascara. Let's give it a whirl. This one is more of a push and drag rather than a squiggle. I just find if I squiggle this mascara too much, I clump my lashes together. But what you'll see is you get really great impact with not a huge amount of effort. Okay, I'm going to keep my mascara on my lower lashes fairly subtle. Right, let's zoom out a bit again so we can see, there we go, how the full thing is looking. Now I've done a bit of powder already, but I like to, and a bit of bronzer with my contour, but I do like to double up. Me, double up bronzers, never. So I'm going to take some of my medium bronzer. This is a gorgeous bronzer out now along with this dual-ended brush. Got the bronzer brush and the face blender brush. And with the bronzer brush, I'm just going to top up, there we go, my bronzer. I know I've done it with cream, like the Skin Foundation stick, but I find if I double up with powder, it lasts significantly longer. So it's kind of locking it in place. Are we looking bronzed enough? Yes. There we go. And then for my cheek colour, I'm going to use the illuminating bronzer in Maui. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's a soft pink but infused with gold flecks. So actually it makes for the most beautiful cheek colour, but you can also use it if you're slightly fairer skinned and you want a bronzer look that isn't too brown. This stuff looks absolutely sensational as a fair girl's bronzer. And I'm just going to sweep actually a tiny bit over my forehead too, just so I've got that pinky gold sun-kissed look, just buffing everything in. Okay, for my lips, I've recently been obsessed with the crushed lip colours, so I think tonight's a night for Bare crushed lip colour. I don't want to make a statement at all, but I do want nicely made up lips, and the joy of this crushed lip colour is that it feels like lip balm, but it'll act like a lip stain. So no matter what I'm eating or drinking, this is going to look fabulous. Okay, I have made such a mess you wouldn't believe. I'm going to finish off, famous last words, with some sparkle shadow from a palette I made up at home. I'm going to use the Baby Peach. I'm just going to take a little, oh lovely, through the moving part of my eyelid, because one can never have too much sparkle, girls. Can you see? Just a soft sparkle. And then I can't resist a little whoosh of, woo, look at this. This is the Highlight and Glow Shimmer Brick palette with Rose, Copper Diamond and Apricot shimmer bricks, all of which I absolutely love. But today I'm going to take a tiny bit of the apricot and just zhuzh that over the higher points of my cheek, just a little down my nose and a little over my forehead. And let's take a little just onto my neck and chest too. So guys, there we have my smouldering date night makeup. Sorry that was a bit rushed, but I just figured better to film something than nothing. But please, I've had lots of requests on Instagram, but please leave requests for videos that you'd like me to feature in the comments below, and I will endeavour in the coming weeks to film some of those for you. Of course, if you have any questions, leave them below and I will answer you as and when I can. But thank you, sorry I've been away for so long, but I hope this little date night makeup video makes up for some of that lost time. Alright guys, loads of love, take care, bye!